I wasn't flogged. And I did the same to my kids. Before this stopping of this capital punishment or corporate punishment, they are calling it now, in my compound, the women, they know me. When they say, Daddy is around, though, he will not be happy with you. You talk. They listen. The next time I flog my daughter at the age of 12, Sunday. Hello, Joyce.
Go ahead.
Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Mommy, bring your school uniforms. Let me iron for you. 7 p.m. Sunday. Went to the basket, you know where they put the clothes, the dirty ones? And the 2 uniforms were there. What? Mommy, what have you been doing Saturday, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, 7 p.m.? Joy, I wasn't happy. That is the first time I flogged my daughter. But for the 2 boys, I never flogged those boys. And you know what happened? On Monday when I get to office, tears was coming out of my eyes. And
Why? Why did you cry? Why did you cry about that? Yeah, but why did you cry about that? Not being happy is understood, but why did you cry about it? Do you know why?
No, I don't suppose. Because the senior ones, I did not. I didn't know what happened.
Wait, hold on a second. Let's make sense of that. If you say you're not supposed to, do you feel like what you did was wrong and has no justification? Or do you think that hitting your children is maybe a violation to something, even where they falter or where they fail?
Well, I'm saying for me.
Yeah, but we have to think about it. Hold on. It's not enough for you to say for you. Like, I've listened to you. I understand your position. If you do something and you feel or you judge yourself to be a bad dad, well, we have to interrogate the action, because maybe you're not a bad dad and what you did is what you're supposed to do. To say, well, for me, is to excuse is to make yourself feel bad or to punish yourself when you're not the one who should be punished, but the one who has done something wrong. But because you want to maintain a perception, you punish yourself and you let your children get away with something that they shouldn't get away with. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You don't.
I get your point. I'm still on my stand.
Yeah, but you're not standing because you can't tell me why you...
Thank God she took
Excuse
correction.
me, you're not standing.
Yeah,
When you say
Joyce,
excuse me, no, stop. Excuse me. When you say you're standing, you're not standing, because I'm asking you why you feel bad. If your children did something that was wrong and you hit them, they're the ones who should feel bad. If you are the one feeling bad, do you understand that there could be a problem there?
Well, I asked her, Mommy,
Did you hit them out of hate or bitterness or revenge or malice? Was that why you hit them?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm confused now with all these questions they're asking
Well,
me.
it's all right then. Thank you very much for calling. It's
Joyce.
okay. No, it's okay. Thank you very much for calling. I don't want to confuse you any further.
So, I grew up where that corporal punishment was really done, and it was, looking back now, some of the punishment I got, I think my dad overdid it.
Yeah.
Because I see some of those scars, and sometimes when I look back into those things, I don't know how to explain how I feel. So going forward now, there was a time a little kid that stayed with us back home did something, and I started to punish him. He stole money from a neighbor's house while the neighbor was taking a shower. And he was just about 8 years old, and he went to this neighbor's house and took almost 50,000. I was so mad.
50,000 naira or $50,000?
50,000 naira.
Okay.
And I beat him so much. And days later, I started thinking back to how much I did to this little kid. I felt that guilt.
Okay.
The tendency of overdoing it by parents is what the problem is.
Okay.
Because some people can tend to overdo that corporal punishment and they don't know when to limit it.
Growing up, I could remember I was on that 10 then. You won't believe it, Joyce. We're playing in the yard. There's a woman selling rice, beans. When my friends, we are cooking with all these things that children use. I'm talking of the 80s. They asked me to go and bring rice and beans from the woman's kiosk. I went, and you won't believe what happened when my mommy came back and the woman came to report. You know what my mommy did?
I'm with you.
Hello. My mom went to buy blade brand new blade, grandson pepper, kept it somewhere. We were sleeping when she woke me up. In fact, she pierced my body and rubbed the pepper on my body. My stepfather was so annoyed that he got her arrested. So
wait. Your stepmom or hold on a second.
Parents today, hello?
Your stepmom or your mom?
My mom. My mom. It doesn't mean she hates me.
It doesn't?
The way she doesn't hate us. But to me, that is going overboard. And he looks like cake. And it sounds wicked. But growing up now, I looked at it as it could be frustration. Sometimes single moms are frustrated. They vent their frustration when they are beating do you understand, on their children. Do you understand?
It's not just moms that hit their children. Dads do too.
So now when I'm punishing my child, I make sure it's in moderation. So it should be in moderation because some of these kids, if you don't really give them, if you don't beat them, they at the end of the day, they may turn out to be what you don't expect.
Okay.
Then it should be in moderation. That's my opinion.
So for example, the World Health Organization is saying that it should be removed totally. In fact, they state categorically on their website that corporal punishment, whether light or heavy, is not for the benefit of the health of the child. So they want a total eradication of it. So you now, as a parent, would you support that?
I will not because I used to beat my child to a reasonable degree. I will not support complete eradication. I will not support.
Children nowadays are not conditioned to strive to succeed. So I am on the side of the teachers. So I call my child's teacher, and I tell him and ask him questions when I observe, because I say, smack my child. You have my authority to smack my child. And so the teachers, every teacher my children have passed through, I work completely with them. So it can never be one-sided. So the idea of people to westernize, like the previous caller before this one, I think the lady talking about the ministry and saying you're not allowed to sign to that. Did they go through that with that level of conditioning? They didn't. And it brought results. Why you see Nigerian students, I give an example of a school, permit me to call this a Catholic school, Ola. They are very, very firm. And then when the students write exams, you see them excelling. So that aspect has to be incorporated with education, because it's very difficult to get results when you're just talking to a child. How often can you just sit down and talk to a child, just talk, and you don't smack that child? It's almost impossible. And then on the other side, on the flip side of it, teachers need to constantly be subjected to psychiatric checks, because this frustration is real, Joyce. And you see some teachers bringing this frustration and pouring it out on it. How can you whip a child and the child feels there's something wrong?
I remember there was a time a teacher hit me and they cut my skin. And I had a sore for a number of days. And I cursed him in my heart. Like, I really cursed him. And he was sick I don't know if it was my cursing him or that made him sick, but he was off school for like 3 weeks. He didn't come to school for like 3 weeks. Like, I really cursed him. When I showed it to my mom, I expected her reaction. She was like, what'd you do? I'm like, at this point, what can I do that will make anyone hit me this bad? But you see, I had parents who thought, and sometimes I also thought my parents overdid it, you know. I expect like if you hit my child and you cut my son, I would grace you with my presence. But if my son was foolish and you hit him, and like there's justification for it, it's okay. I'm good with that.
Even if it's like bruises and everything.
No. No. So that's what we're saying. Like, you're not going to, like, why are you bruising him? Like, is he your age mate? Are you?
Jesus was already bruised for a transgression.
Don't be. Oh, come on. Well, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. No, you're not going to bruise him. There's a point here. We're trying to pass a message across. So my younger brother did something at school and his teacher hit him. And my younger sister my younger sister's crazy. She thought the teacher had no right to hit him. And so he came home. Oh, no, it was a neighbor. A neighbor hit him. And my younger sister was ready for a fight. Like, I was home. But I wasn't there when I paid a visit home. I wasn't there when. So so I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 younger sisters. So my immediate younger one, when I get home, she's telling me, this other younger one wants to go and fight. And I'm like, what happened? And then they tell me the story. I'm like, no, he was supposed to be hit. So my immediate younger sister was like, she said the same thing, that he was supposed to be hit for what he did. But the younger one, I think young people are just crazy. My other younger sister was like, the neighbor had no right to hit him. But when I heard the story, I'm like, yeah, but no. So I told my brother, do you understand what happened? So that's my focus. My focus is, do you understand what happened? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what should you have done differently? And he says, I shouldn't have done this. That's it for me. Message passed. So the next time, if you find yourself in that situation, and you don't want to be hit, then you don't do this, because now she has a justification. So I think here there's a psychological duty to help your kids understand what can get them hit. It's not enough to just say, well, I just want to raise the kids and pamper them, and then you let them rot in your own hands and you send them into the world. It's like they have to understand the situations that could get them hit. Because if you're not hitting your son when he's 5 and he's 10 and he's 20, you can't guarantee by 25 he's not hitting the streets. Well, that's for sure. And you know what? It's going to be another ruly kid that was raised the way he did, who has an aggression problem and doesn't know when to measure his mouth. And so maybe that one can say, maybe your son said something and he breaks his nose. You're going to go fight your son's age mate. Now, okay, I know what you're going to do. You're going to call your parent. No, but you see, in my situation, if I have raised my son to know when to know what could get him hit. If my son was 20 in the streets and his mates went at him, I'll be waiting for a bill, because he better not come back with a story of someone who they raised one how hit him and nothing happened. I want a bill. Like, so we're paying hospital bill, something broke, we're paying bill. Like, we're paying a bill somewhere. And it must be that as a result of his reaction, a bill has emerged which I'm going to pay. But it also has to be sensible. I don't know. I don't know. I think like you can raise. I mean, this is my imagination. I don't have a son yet, but if I did, I think this is what I would want instead.